Hello and welcome to Color Yoga. If you're new here, my name is Kyle, and for the next month, I'm going to be joined by some friends on the channel. This October, it's my privilege and pleasure to welcome my peers from the South African yoga community. So for the next 30 days, a different teacher will lead you on your daily practice right here on the Color Yoga studio. And I hope that you'll be inspired by the blend and the different styles and personalities as I've been. And not only do I want this to be a showcase for the immense talent that we have in South Africa, but we are also supporting the Earthchild Project, a local yoga-based NGO. We all know how much yoga has changed our lives, so go and have a look and support. We have such a great opportunity to make a positive impact, and I'm so excited to host this series. So lay down your mats, take a deep breath, and let's dive gently into the magic of yoga.
Hi, welcome. My name is Deborah Bagg, and I am so thrilled to be part of this teacher feature of this 30-day challenge. I would consider myself both a New York City and South African yoga teacher. I lived in New York City for 21 years, and I had a studio in Brooklyn called Love is Juniper, where we focused on healing art practices and primarily a lot of work with women. And so today's class is a focus on the element of water. For me, water is one of the most comforting of elements. I know for myself, when I was giving birth at home, the way that my pain was both managed and also a way that I connected so deeply with my own power was to be in the tub, to be with the waters, because the waters remind us of our first home, which is to be in the womb. And when we are with the element of water, we have so much to work with because our body is made up of so many different kinds of water. We have our synovial fluid, we have our cerebral spinal fluid, we have our blood, we have our lymph. What I love about yoga and what has kept me going for 20-something years, 25 years of yoga practice and 19 years of teaching is that we are ever changing and ever evolving. And this practice really is an offering and a relationship. So depending on where we're at in our lives, the practice becomes this incredibly supportive tool that can either create more energy or give us more release or strengthen us or soften us. There's so many beautiful elements to play with. And I love and work a lot with the nature elements, so earth, fire, water, and air in my yoga teaching because that mirrors nature, and yoga is a natural practice. So right now in Cape Town, it's winter, and I definitely can speak to this in the New York winters where it's super cold and everything on the outside looks like it's dead or dying, but there's so much life that's happening on the inside. And this is what winter has to offer us, is that we see out and we have a lot more space. Like it's not so much, there's not as much stuff, meaning like foliage and leaves and flowers, that there's less outside and more inside. So this practice is an inside offering, and I hope that it will feel deeply nourishing to you. That being said, we'll begin. So find yourself in a seat. I've been sitting the whole time. So if you've been sitting this whole time, you can cross your legs the other way and really get yourself into the center of your sitting bones. And you can have like a little more of a narrowed seat. So there's a feeling of containment. So we want to container our bodies that can receive contents. We can receive, we can hold the fluids, and we can also release. So you think of a cup. So you can think of our body as a cup. We want to be able to receive water, hold, and also to let go. All are very important. And then you're going to place your hands right on your deep belly. And I want you to start to let your eyes close and drop, like you could imagine like a penny or cent down into a wishing well. Like you drop your attention, boom, down all the way to the bottom of the wishing well into your pelvis. And begin to soften your breath and open your breath into your hands. So notice how on your inhalation, you can widen and expand your breath. And on the exhalation, there's a feeling of drawing back towards center. Now, over here in Cape Town, we're surrounded by the ocean. So you can imagine that oceanic wave ebbing and flowing, happening right behind your hands in your pelvis. You'll keep one hand where it is and just take the other hand and bring it to the back of your pelvis, to your sacrum, so you feel yourself three-dimensionally. And continue to feel that watery breath, oceanic breath, the waters of life. And then let your hands kind of slide around to your hips. It doesn't matter where they land, just somewhere around your hips. And then breathe that width, that wide expanse, just like the ocean and the seas. Take a couple more breaths here. And then you'll gently release your hands onto your legs, soften your shoulders, and find that length through your spine. So imagining those waters that are moving from the periphery coming into center, into your spine. And then you can begin to make some circles through your head. You can go in one direction a few rounds. So there's so many different kinds of waters in our body. We have the cerebral spinal fluid, the synovial fluid, our lymph, our blood. So we want the waters of our body to be able to move and not to stagnate. Movement is really the gift of that. Go in the other direction a few rounds. Mobilize your neck. See how your breath responds just by this very simple movement. And then let your head come straight up and you can open your eyes and just notice what you see around your room, receive the light that's in the room. And we're going to come onto our bums. So you can move your props to the side. Have your feet be just wider than your head, like your sitting bones. And then we'll start to just drop your knees side to side. So let this be some just gentle rocking through the hips. You'll find the placement of your hands that feel good to you. You can be on fingertips, you can be on flat palms. Just start to get yourself to move side to side. You can flex your feet, letting some of that lubrication come into our hip joint. So the next time that your knees are over to the left side, keep them there. And then let your right arm come around and you kind of get a nice swing through the back body and then sweep around, go back over to the other side. So moving around your center, hands down, moving around. So one way my somatic psychotherapy practice and my yoga practice meet each other is in the motion of emotions. So no feelings are wrong feelings, but we do want our feelings, just like our bodies, to be able to move and flow and not get stuck in any particular way. So think of this movement as soft and flowing. Okay, so we're going to take ourselves over to the left side and just pause there. Just let your legs be as they are. Now you're going to take your right leg, just move it a little bit back, further back behind you. So it's almost we're in like a pigeon in the front and the back leg is almost like a pigeon. And then you can start to take your hands over towards the left side and find that twist and turn through your spine. Let your gaze, your head go over towards your left armpit. And find that oceanic breath in your belly. So connect back to that breath that opens. Okay. Walk your hands back. And we're going to not use our hands. See if you cannot use your hands. And just start to mobilize through this right leg. So we'll create a bit of heat through the hip joint. So you just Draw it forward and back. It starts to get a little warm, a little burny, forward and back. And then the next time that it comes forward, swing that right leg all the way around. Okay. Hold below the right knee, get nice and tall, long through the spine, connecting from the base to the crown, and then start to turn yourself into a seated spinal twist to the right. Oceanic breath in your belly. And then we'll keep going to the right. Take your right foot over to the right side and just put your feet down. Okay. Take a breath in, lift your heart. And then we'll switch sides. So drop your knees over to the right side. And then it's that left leg that comes back. Okay, so left leg comes back. And then you'll swing yourself around over to the right side. You want your legs to be really released and find that beautiful turning from the back body. So in Chinese medicine, winter element is water, and kidneys is the organ that we work with. So turn from the kidney band, and then your adrenals sit right on top of the kidneys there in the back body. Okay, come back up, and now we'll work this left leg. So without hands, look more, no hands, go forward and back. Just let that hip internal rotation happen. Let the heat start to come. Feel that movement. And then that left leg is going to do a little swing around. There you go. Plant that left foot on the ground. Hold below the knee. Nice and tall through your spine. Root down, rise up, and then twist, turn towards the left side. Feel the back of your skull. So notice if your head is kind of pushing forward, and just let the back of the skull nestle back and open your chest from right to left. Soft breathing belly. And then you can come back through center. Put your feet on the ground. Tent your fingertips, but turn them behind you. Bend your elbows a little bit, kind of nestle into your back. And then move the belly forward, solar plexus lift, heart lift, open up through your throat. And then let yourself face forward, cross your right ankle over your left, pull the legs in. You can roll over your shins or have your legs come to the side and come out onto hands and knees. Okay, walk your knees back a little bit. And then we're going to take ourselves back into a child's pose in a moment. So let your knees go a little wide. You can keep your toes tucked. And then move yourself back from the pelvis. So from the pelvic waters, go back. Reach your arms forward. My toes are tucked. And let your head nestle and release to the ground. Feel that connection of your feet. Look towards your chest as you round your way back up onto your hands and knees. And then find your way, almost like the little mini cow. Open up your chest. Now, come onto your fingertips. Walk them as far forward as possible. Lift your armpits and then do the same thing. So now you're coming more into like a puppy pose. And you can think about like the back of your body like a waterfall. So from the sacrum, let that water kind of roll down through the spine, through the back of your neck. Stretch your armpits. Get nice and long through your side body. And then feel back into your open belly. We tend to create a lot of contraction through our belly and our navel point. And I'm really inviting you here to think about like soft water in the contents of the lower belly and the pelvis. And then take your hands back. Lift up onto hands and knees. And let's find our way into downward facing dog. So lift your hips up. Feel the height of your hips happening. So come high up onto your tippy toes, lift the hips up, and then release your heels towards the ground. Let's flow a little bit here. Tuck your chin towards your chest, round your spine, roll through a rounded spine. As you come towards a plank, drop your knees, come back into a child's pose, just like a brief one with your toes tucked, and then straight into downward facing dog. We'll do that a couple times. Look towards your chest, round through your spine, almost towards a plank, and then it's like go down and back. So water always moves towards its source. It loves gravity. So we go towards the source, towards gravity, down dog, rounding through the spine, and release the knees into a little child's pose. Good. Stay here. Look forward between your hands and then let your belly come onto the ground. So come all the way. Belly drops onto the ground. Let your forehead come on the ground, and then move your elbows forward for a sphinx position. Root the elbows, parallel your forearms, and just pause. Can you feel your lower belly breathing that oceanic breath? And then we'll move with our breath. You'll just very simple. Inhale, bend your right knee and draw your heel towards your bum. Exhale and go down. Left side, left leg, draw it up. Exhale, release it down. Right leg. And left leg. So let your attention, I love doing this particular exercise because it takes my attention to the back of my body and into my legs in a different way. So we can ground into earth, but we can also ground into the waters, the water body of Mother Earth. And then bring both legs up at the same time, bend both knees, and down. Let's do 2 more of those. Inhaling, exhaling. 1 more. Good. From here, keep the tops of your feet on the ground. You're going to inhale, lift the heart up, lift your head. As you exhale, look towards your belly and then lift yourself up off the ground. Little surprise here. And then inhale, drop the belly, lift up through the heart. Exhale, chin towards your chest, press down, lift up. And then 1 more, lifting, dropping. And that's it. So widen your elbows. Take a little pause here. You can move your toes around, your heels around. Pause on the forehead, breathing in. And breathing out. Okay, take your hands back. Downward facing dog, come back. And pedal out your feet. Find that kind of waterfall cascade. So get your sitting bones to be a really high point and imagine water rolling down your back all the way to the crown of your head. Take 3 more breaths here. Okay, we're rolling through the spine again, through that kind of plank pose, but this time we're going to come all the way down. Bend your elbows, come all the way down. Make a little pillow for your head with your hands, and then you're going to bring your left leg out to the side. So it's like the similar shape that we've been playing with in a few different ways. Left leg out to the side, and then just let your head release. So give yourself a few moments to feel that, that downward pull. Come back onto your elbows, and it feels different just by shifting our relationship to gravity here and how we're loading our joints here. It feels just different coming on forearms. See if that feels true for you. Try and get the pelvis to be heavy. And what tends to happen, because we're asymmetrical, is that we kind of lean to one side. Try and find an evenness, like the center, even though there's asymmetry happening in the legs. Okay, now right arm is going to slide underneath the left. So you kind of creep underneath yourself, reach that right arm over to the left side, kind of find your way into yourself. Put your left hand onto, what would be nice is to have a little something under the head. So if you have a blanket or a pillow, I've got these awesome things that Desha makes here. So bring your hands here onto each other, and we're going to do like a little sweeping. So think like lymphatic drain motion in the arm. So you just do like a little touch here, sweep your left hand on top of your right, reach. And then when you can't reach anymore, lift your left arm up and open your left arm to the left. We'll do that 3 times. So come over again, and you'll do like a little sweeping forward, up and around. One more, sweep forward, up and around. Okay, this time we'll keep ourselves here. Try and get, it's not going to totally happen, but try and get the center of your chest to face the ceiling. And then you can let your right hand have some weight onto your left leg. And then again, we just have gravity helping us to be opened. Easy breath through your belly. Okay. From here, we're going to come onto our backs, where we're going to have this left leg come into a happy baby. So just stay with me. So you kind of find your way onto your backs, wiggle about. Then as you arrive, bend through your left knee, and then happy baby through your left leg. Put your right foot on the ground. Just let that right leg be a little loosey-goosey there. And then hug your right knee up wide out to the right side here. And that breath, again, descends down into your belly. Lift your right leg up towards the sky. You can use a thing under your head or not, doesn't matter. You can feel it out. And then we'll keep that half happy baby in your left leg, and then draw your right leg really slowly, like some nice friend was holding your heel and drawing your heel forward. And then see if that right leg can float and not fall to the ground. So let that right leg float, and then take your right arm above your head. You can turn your palm to face the left side. So there's a lot of reach and length through your right side body. And your left hand is holding the outer left foot down. Deep breaths into the belly. Lift your right leg up, put your right foot on the ground, and now cross your left ankle over your right knee. Pause there. So either you might need to lift your head up to hold the back of the right leg, or you can just pull that right leg in. And here you are. So sometimes what can happen in this particular position is our chest kind of folds in. Try and get the heart, the chest area to open and expand, and not kind of close in here. So open inside of your chest. You might do like a little side to side, like you're on a boat and you're just bobbing side to side on some friendly waters. And then release your right foot down. Keep this forward position in your legs. You can bring your fingertips just to touch the front surface of your body. I like to just touch there. And then a few times, 3 times, let's say, you'll just inhale, lift up. Exhale, go down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, go down. One more. And go down. Good. Release your left foot on the ground. And then we're just going to go to the other side. So wriggle yourself back onto your bellies. First, we start with that pillow for our heads, and then take your right knee up by your right armpit. You can turn your head. And belly touching earth. Lift yourself up, bringing yourself into that Sphinx position. To your right foot flex, and then here you just these subtle little tiny adjustments inside of yourself where you're trying to have even weight to the right and the left side of your arms. Heart lifted. And our left arm is going to come around over towards the right side, and then we're doing that like light touch. Right hand touches the left, and then you open. You're like, and then you come back. And I'm going to use my little pillow for my head. Feels better for me. See what feels good for you, and you open. And you sweep. And you open. And then your left hand can rest on your right leg. My palm is up. Your eyes can be open or closed. Sometimes it's nice to have open eyes with soft eyes. Just receiving the light of your day as it is. Okay, we're coming onto our backs. So adjust yourself onto your backs. Happy baby, your right leg, and just hold your left knee. I'm pausing here, letting your right hand press down the right leg. And then let the left leg go up. I have to go a little bit at an angle. And then we take your time. So start to reach left leg. And then we want it to just float. So it's not going to fall, it's going to float. And then take your left arm by your left ear, reach. And breath is full and relaxed in your belly. Okay, put your left foot on the floor, cross your right ankle over your left leg. Hug that left knee in and then hold either the back of the shin or the back of your leg. And you can go a little bit left to right on your sacrum. Just a little bit of movement there. Okay, release your left foot on the ground. Let your fingertips lightly touch the front of your body, and then 3 times. Inhale, lift your pelvis. Exhale, release. Go up. And go down. 1 more up. And down. Put your right foot on the ground. Pause. Hug your knees into your body. Just rock a little forward and back, and then we're going to use our strap here for the last piece of class. So rock yourself up, and you're going to use your strap here, and you'll just have to adjust yourself as you do. I'll show you what we're going to do. It's one of my favorite ones to feel that feeling of float. So you want to be able to have the strap in the middle part on the outside, so you can adjust with your hands. So if it's in the inside, it's harder to adjust. You want it to be on the outside. And then I'll show you what we'll do. You're going to lay down on your back, and your foot is going to come inside the strap around the ball of your foot, okay? Now, you're not trying to like get a huge hamstring stretch. We're thinking about or feeling into like a buoyancy of floating, like imagining like one of those float tanks that have tons of Epsom salts in them and you can float over the Dead Sea, something like this. So then you lift up your head, you take the strap around your occiput and the base of the head, and you want to, you use your hands to support your head. So it might look like I'm not super comfortable, but if you have to go inside out, right? So it feels really wonderful. I'm not having my leg at maximum flexibility. There's this feeling of the right leg kind of floating forward and my head can release back. And then if it feels good to you, you extend your left leg, but the left leg doesn't have to be super active. You can do whatever you want with your arms. It could be down by your side. It could be on the front surface of your body. And you find the sweet spot for yourself. So really, if it doesn't feel like, Goldilocks and the Three Bears just right, adjust the distance between your head and your legs so that it feels like, so you really want your belly to be really easy and breathy, easy breezy. You could let your head and your leg kind of go a little side to side. So there's a feeling of effortlessness. Letting your jaw soften. You want to start to come into that oceanic feeling, that wide open expanse. And then from here, just hold the strap in your hands. You just support yourself. Take that left leg in and you just let the left leg kind of switch places with your right. Put your right foot down. And then you see, does this leg need a little bit more? What do you need? So attend to yourself, more or less. And then the right leg releases. So this one I need less. And you see what good for you. Okay. So the water element is supremely nourishing and supportive. It's a natural painkiller. It really helps with pain of all kinds to go into both the waters of our body and into bodies of water, to feel that primordial womb-like held space that we can surrender into, we can yield into, relax back. Where we can float and be held. Stay for a couple more breaths. And then let your right foot come onto the floor. Hold the strap behind your head. Gently release your head down. Put your left foot on the ground. Pause with both feet on the ground. Let yourself adjust. And then you can take your knees into your body and do some very gentle circles through the hips, in and out. Release your feet on the ground and then one leg out at a time, letting your back body rest. So let your attention go to the front surface of your body to rest now on the back surface of the body. So that releasing back feeling. Let your back body rest on the earth's surface. And then going all the way down into the center of the earth, which they found that there's actually a body of water right at the center of the earth. You can fact check me afterwards. So that we can ground and connect into that source, into that primordial water right at the center of all things. So water has the quality of down and wide. So asking us to release so that we can feel relief and that expansion, that width like the ocean. Less effort. Receive, hold, and let go. Like a good cup. Now from the deep core of the earth, we start to float back upwards. So from center of the earth onto earth's surface, the back of our body, front of our body. And you can make gentle movements through fingers, toes, rolling to your side. And when you're ready, you can come on up to sit. So return back to the seat where you started and just notice how you feel. Without any judgment or particular opinion, just noticing, witnessing what you feel. And the feeling can be in sensation, emotions, thought feelings, energetic, and so many different ways to feel. And we can give a gentle bow to that awareness. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I wish you well.